This week on Ada TV, which takes a look at Cyprus Star newspaper, is sponsored by Mediterranean Gardeners Centre.
Hello and welcome back to This Week, and it's a very, very exciting time for the Star Kibris Media Group, because this week we have Cyprus Star, and if you turn your paper over and upside down, we have Turkey Star, and that gives you 56 pages of news and views from not only the TRNC but Turkey and worldwide. Now, I said earlier that this paper is on every Turkish Airlines flight. It is, but it's 860 flights a week, not 860 flights a day. I will shoot myself, but this is the paper to be seen in. It really is, because it is going around the world. So this news here on your Cyprus Star and your Turkey Star could be in Berlin tonight, it could be in London tomorrow, Rome, throughout the world. This is certainly the paper to be seen in. And if you want to advertise in this paper, just look along the strap line on the bottom and you will find the number to advertise in. And this is what my guest this week has done. Serdar Arapoğlu, you have advertised in our paper, and I hope it's paying off for you as well.
I think it's fantastic. It's very nice now. I like it a lot.
It's lovely to see both sides, isn't it? Turkey Star and Cyprus Star.
Yeah, you can get two countries' news, and it's good. Yes.
I can. And your advert here, and you're telling us all about irrigation, is right across the world now. So everybody knows who you are.
Yes, especially on the planes.
Yes.
People, they get bored, so they can read it a lot.
So they want to read. And not only are they thinking, oh, wow, this is the Cyprus Star, Turkey Star, they're also reading that this is Mediterranean Gardener, Serdar Arapoğlu. He knows his business.
That is good. You look one newspaper and you see two countries' news. It's very good.
It is.
I like it.
I like it. I think it's good. Well, I'm sure everybody will be pleased that you you like the new paper. But this week we're going to talk about irrigation and drip system. Now, first of all, just before we came on, you had the most fantastic advert with the watering of the garden, and his tree grew so quickly.
Yeah, he's tried to water everything, and he's give up because he doesn't know how much water he's going to give them each.
Exactly.
So he's bringing that part for the garden. And he watch how much liter is need. You just give them.
Exactly, because we can go with a watering can and you think, oh, is that enough water? But your watering system that I saw in your advert, you can just punch in, I want it to have half a litre or a quarter of a litre, and it does it.
Yeah, it is.
Wonderful.
Also,
easy to fit to your...
Also, you can put this in the tub and you can find out how much water you spend a week or month.
Fantastic
this is
idea.
good. You know at least how much water you spend on your garden.
Right, because it's very easy to overwater a plant as to underwater it. So this system is fail-proof,
Yes,
isn't it, really?
No, because, as you know, if you give less water, not enough, and if you give too much water, you end up the yellow plants.
Yes.
So it's good. It's good measurement.
It is. But as I say every week, you are the expert. So, I mean, if we're not sure of how much to water, if we come to see you at Mediterranean Gardener in Alsancak, you will say to us, little water, lot of water, won't you?
Of course, we will always try to help.
Expert.
Yes, thank you. Now we're going to talk about Mediterranean climate gardens today.
Yes.
So it's important to choose the plants. So what kind of the plants we're going to choose? Very important. We have to choose hardleaves and of course choose the drought resident plants. Very important. And then there is another thing we have to say. We have to give the enough water these hot days, the plants, because if you don't give them enough water, they end up to dry and die.
Correct.
And of course, you cannot find the green leaves if it's not enough water. This is important.
Yes, and we were just reading, I mean, it's going to be as high as 43 in the front of the paper, you know, with our temperatures here. This week is going to be 43, which a lot of plants will sort of go, wow, this is too hot.
It is hot.
Isn't it?
It is hot. So when we're planting also, what we need to do, if we have a new garden, we need to look around. And we can even look to our neighbors. What kind of the plants? Yes,
good idea.
It is a good idea. Yeah. we can look to our neighbors. What kind of the plants they have, and then, of course, we have to look area as well, and the soil. What soil you have in your garden?
Can I just stop you there? Because soil is, I'm sure, in different areas, from Ercan to Lefkoşa to Alsancak, is all very different. If we bring you a sample of the soil, can you tell us what it's like? Are you able to say, well, yes, it's good soil, it's got too many nutrients?
This is very good idea, Maggie. This is very good idea. You can always, not only to me, if you have different garden center shop and you just visiting them, you can always take the soil there to help you what kind of the soil you have and what kind of the plant you can get. But we are doing this very well because we have specialists to analyze the soil as well.
Fantastic.
And then we look and then we show you what you need to plant in your garden.
So
this
just a small sample, like
just little on the back and or in the pot is enough for us. Right. But also you can take one maybe in the front and one on the back of your garden. This is another things you can do.
It will alter that much from the front of your garden could alter that much.
Sometimes, believe me, will be different soil.
Wow.
So this is important.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can do this, and then what we need to do, give enough water for the plants, and then we have to choose the right time in the daytime to water the garden.
Yes.
Early in the morning and evening. This is important. So we have to give them when it's not too hot.
Right. So when the sun goes down, say maybe 7 o'clock in the evening,
Perfect
is that a good time? Perfect time?
Yes, perfect time. And then in the morning until 10 o'clock, latest 10 o'clock, before 9 is better. You can water your garden and then you get very healthy plants. Now,
your irrigation systems, which we're talking about here, they will come on at certain times. Can we switch them? You have that sort of system that we can switch to come on at 7 o'clock at night. Of
course, if you want to adjust your irrigation system, we're going to talk soon about this. You can exactly time you want to put it on. You can put it that time on.
So it saves you all the work, and you know that it's going to be watered.
Of course, you see, Maggie, the irrigation system is the best watering system to your garden.
Better than with a watering can.
Of course, less water, less time. Also, so which is we don't have much. We don't have much water. We don't have much time as well. So this is the best watering system is irrigation system. What we can do irrigation system? You can apply the water in the plants drop by drops on the roots. On the root, drop by drop. This is very important. So no wasting water at all.
Right. So so the little irrigation holes in the pipe can go exactly at the plant. So the bits in between don't get any water, just the plants get water.
Exactly. And then again, there is irrigation, especially Gardena irrigation system. You can get adjustable droppers. and adjustable sprinkles. What is adjustable dropper does? For example, you can have in your garden some areas the soil is different and holding water too much.
Right.
So that area, if it's still wet when you water in your garden, you can adjust them to give the less water. Or maybe there is some dry area in your garden. You always water in same time, but some areas wet, some areas dry. So what you need to do, adjust the droppers more dry areas to give them more water. This is another things you can do.
Yeah.
And also, again, with the gardener system, this is new micro system. Micro drop system is, you can see on the picture as well. Yes.
This one here, yes.
Pots and the hanging baskets. You can arrange the micro dropping system, your pots and the hanging basket, very easy. Because it's not big pipe, small pipe, very, very small pipe. You can adjust everywhere and just the water in your pots, in your containers, in your hanging basket, very easily.
And also, that's very, very good, because we all like a holiday. So when we go on holiday, the garden is still being watered.
Exactly. And another things you can do with the irrigation system, you can use some watering gel. Use it in your pots, in your hanging basket, in your containers, flower beds. Use it some gels. There is a watering gels. Is always keep them wet.
Right.
Better.
Does the gel absorb the water, or does it it keeps it moist underneath the plant? Does it? I've never used any gels in the garden, so I don't know anything about them really at all.
Gel keeps the soil wet more. So when it's too sun, it doesn't give chance to dry soil very quickly. So it's keep wet. So this means less water.
I see. And is it something you sprinkle the gels around the plants, or is it in a block?
You mix it with the soil.
Right.
You mix it with the soil, and then when the droppers start to working in the timer, or either when you water it by hand. Normally, if it's 1 day, it takes to dry with the soil. With the gel, it takes a few days. So it's
very good.
Yeah,
so when you buy the plant, buy the gel as well, then they all go in together when you're putting the plant in the soil.
Yeah, and especially on the garden center, you just get compost or trough soil, so they dry easily.
They do, don't they? Yes.
I suggest them to sometimes they can use it, mix it with the normal soil as well, with the compost. So if they mix it together and use it on the pots especially, or hanging basket or flower beds, and mix it with the gel as well,
then it's doing a good job, because you're not using as much water and it's keeping the plant moist for longer.
Of course.
I like that.
And then you can arrange your timer to water not every day, maybe every 3 days, every 4 days. And again, we have very professional timers on the gardener system. What they do, you can let the timer to exactly time what your time you want to come on and water your garden. If you are in holiday, doesn't matter. You can still not worry about your garden. The timer will come on and water your garden. Fantastic. Even if you're away, or if you don't have time. Maybe you are in house. Maybe you are in your home, but you don't have time. You're working all the time.
Well, and sometimes you might go out for the day and think, and friends say, oh, stay a bit longer, and you're thinking, I can't, I need to water the garden. But if you have an irrigation system, it will come on automatic.
Exactly.
So more time for playing.
Exactly. So this way, you can maybe saying, why people they think, okay, I'm all day. Why I'm not going to have the time to water my garden?
Yes.
This is all day you cannot water your garden. No. There is such a short times you can water your garden.
Because of the heat.
Because of the heat. Of course, you're not going to come in the middle of the night to water your garden. It is good time, but not good for your health. So, so you can adjust your timer to come maybe between 6 and 9 o'clock evenings, and in the morning you can start very early, 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Let's say 9 o'clock. In the morning, you can water your garden, and the grass, especially on the grass, very, very important to not water it in the heat, because you can get lots of trouble with the fungus. Lots of trouble. So hot time, never water the grass again. The water is, as I said to you before, water stay on the plants or on the grass, and when it's hit, it gives it's like glass, and it's burn the grass, burn the plants. It's not good.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you, because lots of people are going to say, well, are they expensive irrigation systems?
No, at all.
Good. That's what we want to know, because, you know, it's an extra thing to buy, but if they're reasonably priced, what sort of price do they go from?
Well, depends of what kind of the system you're going to get. You can get micro system, which is very, very cheap at the moment. This is new. We use it on the, especially for the pots. Very good price. And then normal system, irrigation system, just normal. What it is on the there is a Hunter system. There is another couple made system. They nearly same time. Honestly, the parts even a little bit cheaper as well than others.
And you've got all of these systems in at Mediterranean Gardener.
Yeah, Gardena system. We have everything, every single things. And the new parts we brought is micro system, micro drop system. Very, very useful. It was big missing in this North Cyprus. Now we have those as well. And there is another things on the Gardena system. There is a pulverizer box. So you can put the vitamin in there and you can adjust it and it's take your plants. Each of the rows, yes. It's just box. You drop inside the vitamin. You just adjust it how much you want to go ahead, and then that's it. It's vitamins your garden.
It's clever, isn't it?
It is.
Amazing.
That's why it says the Garden Clever system.
Yes. Is that what it's called?
and Maggie, this system is very easy to fit. Very easy to fit. You can just, even if you are amateur,
you can do it yourself.
You can do it yourself.
I could do it.
You can do it. I'm sure you can do it.
Thank you. Well, I know it always confuses a lot of people, you know, where to put your plants, what type of soil. And I think that's a lovely idea, that to take a little sample of soil into your shop and just say, what should I grow in here? Because we all hate plants dying. We don't want to see that. You don't want to see that as a business anyway as well, do you? No, not at all. So what we do, you can bring the soil. Yep. We can look, or there's another things you can, mostly what we do, people, they can visit us and we go to garden. This is another best way we can do it. We just go there. Fantastic. And we look, this is not charge. They can come in and we help them. They can come in and we just go there and we look area first. And then we look soil. Yes.
Area is give you idea what kind of the plants you can have. Even the fruit trees. Right. For example, in the Alsancak area, you can have some citrus trees, lemon, oranges. But in Çatalköy, and there is areas, you cannot have the citrus trees. Maybe you can have it in your garden. Is always small, never growing, and the leaves is getting yellow. This means
that's the type of soil is so different in Çatalköy to in Alsancak.
Of course, yeah. In Güzelyurt, big different. For example, Güzelyurt area, lots of citrus trees. And when you come to Labda, Alsancak, that's why you can see more olive trees, because this means olive trees this area is better, or pomegranate.
I learn something from you, Serdar, every week. So now I'll be looking at different areas thinking they shouldn't have grown those there because it's Çatalköy, but they should have grown their citrus trees in Alsancak.
Exactly. Or you can say, no, I like citrus tree. I want some lemon in my garden. Yeah. And then some tangerine and orange and everything. You have to carry the soil in your garden. You have to bring different soil in your garden. And maybe you take some soil out and you go deep and then put maybe some compost or maybe some red soil to mix up with your area, and then you can get better plants. This is another idea you can do.
Very good. I like that. Yeah. You don't think of that, do you? I mean, I'm not very good on soil. You are the expert. You know, to think that it varies from the front of your garden to the back of your garden is amazing. But to have a service that you have, you know, where you can just take the soil in, or you will go to people's garden and have a look, is wonderful. I mean, that's really service.
Thank you. Thank you. And then even you can bring the leads. When you have the problem, you can bring the leads or garden center. We look what kind of the sickness they have, and then what vitamin they need. Right. From there, because what people they go, they just turn up and they say, I have some bugs on my plants, and can I have this chemical? Always, I suggest you, what trouble you have, take that little big plant and go to the garden center and show the example and give them chance to understand, especially for us, give a chance to understand what we are going to fight with.
Exactly, because it's no use just going in and saying, I have some bugs. You want to know what sort of bugs or what it's doing to the leaf. So that's important, isn't it?
There is lots of different lots of different things. There is a red spiders, there is a insects, there is fungi.
Million things, yes, I'm
different,
sure.
Different things, different things.
But you, I know, will have the right thing to deal with it, but you need to have a little bit more evidence, as we would say, as to what's happening, like a leaf or the soil or even the plant, you know, if it's died totally.
Yes. What's happened to us last week, it was one gentleman from Karşıyaka. He has a big problem long time. And then it was the Miaforum hedging plants. He has trouble with it.
Right.
They were telling him, keep giving more water, because the Miaforum, as you know, this time of the year, they dry, yes. They look not healthy, they drop on the leaves, and they look very thirsty. You water them, you turn them back, and then they still same. So of course, with the Miaforum, if you have the healthy Miaforum, always you have to deal with the irrigation system. Much, much better. Then what he has, this gentleman, trouble, is each of the Miaforums start from the beginning and until in the middle, they all die.
Right.
Each of them. First one, second one, third one, let's keep going. And then he applies lots of garden center and the chemical center, and they give him so many chemicals. He try everything. He tried everything, and then he's still dying. And they told him, go to Mediterranean gardener. He will help you. He came to me, and he told me the history. And I said to him, okay, let's go your garden. I took one chemical with me. We just go there. And first things I asked him, do you have some separate water tank in your garden? He said, yes, I have irrigation system and separate water tank to goes to plants. So this means he doesn't use the same water his house.
Yeah.
So what I did, as soon as I looked at the plants, I understand what was the wrong. So what I did, I just dropped the chemical in the watering tank, and I turned on the irrigation system. And 5 minutes later, I said to him, your problem is in. And he said, how am I going to believe that? Because I tried so many things, and we spray, we done everything. I just went in the middle of the Miaforum, which one is the already half dry. I take it off, and I show him the roots. It was a lots of things is eating the roots.
Oh, bugs, yes.
So I said to him, this is what you have, trouble. You're spraying on the top, and you're spraying nothing.
Underneath.
The trouble is not on the top, it's trouble on the root. And he said to me, how do you know? Why other people, they keep telling me spray on the top? Yeah, and the only 5 minutes you saw that everything.
Yes.
And that was it.
That's very good, because like you say, we see the top, don't we? Because that's what we look at the plant. Yeah. You're looking at the whole plant from its roots to the tip. Yeah. And he was just looking, and everybody else was just looking at the top.
Yeah. Always people, they come in and telling us, I have nice fruit trees, or this plant, it was very nice. It's dry. I want to plant another one. And believe me, they want to plant it exactly same place.
Yes.
So why you have to find out first why this plant is die.
Exactly.
So probably it was something grown on the roots, and it's still there. The plant is go, but this problem is still there.
Still in the roots. Yes, so don't plant again.
Yeah.
In the
you
same
bring
place.
the new plant, you plant it there. 2 days later, 3 days later, that
dead.
One is go as well.
Yes.
And you start to say, oh, this soil is no good. Maybe there is a rock there, or no.
No, the soil is sick, as we would say, because the first plant
There's
is
a bug is eating the root,
yes.
Is eating the root, and it doesn't give you a chance to grow another plant.
Yes.
So you have to watch out about this.
Yes, you have to get rid of the problem underneath the plant first.
Yes, first thing, as soon as your trees is dry in your garden, just get help for the professional.
Ask the expert. As I say every week, you are the expert.
You can also bring the plant to garden center. Yes. We don't have trouble with this. Just take it out, maybe use some space, and take it out with the soil. The soil. But when you take it out, you will see yourself the problem as well.
Yes, exactly.
You will see yourself.
But I think the best advice is really for them to bring it to you at Mediterranean Gardener and show you what their problem is. You are only too happy, I know, to help everybody.
Yes, exactly.
You will, look at the soil if they bring soil in, the leaves if they bring leaves in, and you will also go to their garden and give them advice, which everybody needs advice from an expert. So there you are. Use the expert. expert. If you have a problem in your garden, Mediterranean gardener, you can't miss it in Alsenjack, can you? You're just on the right-hand side if you're leaving Guernsey. Beautiful shop, double-fronted with all the equipment in one side, all the plants in the other, haven't you? It's wonderful. What I say
these days, I believe people, the garden lovers, they start to realize how much the irrigation system is important in the garden.
Yes.
It is very important.
Yeah.
So I believe Gardena at the moment is give you lots of parts, lots of pipes, different and very last technology to use and irrigate your garden. Very easy contact. You don't need to call the gardener. You don't need to call anyone. You can just visit us and we are explain to you how you need to do it. Even if it is necessary, we can come your garden and we explain to you where to start to lay down the irrigation system and what you need to do. Just a couple things. If we show you, I'm sure people, they come to expert.
They will. And also, as you said before, we all have very busy lives, or it's very, very hot to be doing the watering. So an irrigation system is the best way to get it done. And then you don't have to worry. You can go on holiday, you can go away anywhere you like, and your garden's still being watered.
And also, Maggie, irrigation system, because it's drop by drop on the roots, yes. And the water, even if you don't use the gel or you don't use anything, you know, there's some kind of the soil, they hold water more than normal soil.
Yes.
But even with the irrigation system, without using those special soils, can keep the soil, normal dry soil as well, yes. More than just watering on the top. This is another important thing.
It is. We're saving water by having the irrigation system, really, aren't we? And the plants are getting the water. We're not wasting water by sprinkling it everywhere.
Yeah, you can always work out one dropper, how much watering coming, how much liter watering coming a minute or 5 minutes, and then you work out. And of course, what we're going to do soon on the garden center, we're going to put the glass on the list, each of the plants, how much water is needed. And the time, what time of the year. What time of the year, how much water is needed. With these droppers, is give you idea how much and how long time you need to run your irrigation system. Then, for example, if the plants get 3 liter water, for example, Pakistan nights, yes. You give it 3 liter water, and exactly how much is shows on the list as well, you can be very comfortable about it.
Fantastic. Well, again, I've learnt so much from you, Serdar. You are coming back again next week, aren't you? Because
we are going to be here next week. Next week, I can give some...
give me a little clue.
Yes,
come on.
Next week, one of my subject I like a lot, fruit trees. We're going to talk about it.
Wonderful.
Yes. Fruit trees we're going to talk about.
There's nothing nicer than going into your garden and picking your own fruit. So I shall look forward to that next week, and thank you so much, Serdar, for coming in and giving us
You're very welcome.
Awesome
You're welcome,
tips.
Everybody. I'm here all the time to help everyone.
Your email address, your website, and your phone number is in our paper on page 17. So thank you very much. I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Well, my name's Maggie White, and I've really enjoyed talking you through our new look paper, the Cypress Star, Turn It Over, and we have Turkey Star. If you want to advertise in the paper you must be seen in, the advertising number is on the bottom. Ring that line, as you could be missing out in the best paper in the North Cyprus. I will see you next week, and I will have another guest for you, and Serdar will be back with me. So take care for now. Don't forget, it's going to be very, very hot. See you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Good gardening.
ABBA TV, which takes a look at Cyprus Star newspaper, is sponsored by Mediterranean Gardeners Centre.